This window brought to you by this mask. Made for me by Cristina Driver. Below you'll have a link to her Instagram. She was very kind and made this custom mask for me, which I'm very appreciative of. Window 5 is the most in-depth yet. Dr. Pratt, the scientist who's overseeing these experiments, doesn't want to let Vincent know what 3 factors about his life he's changing for this one. And when Vincent revisits this window again, he knows only that Dr. Pratt changed one of those factors. But not which one, because he never knew to begin with. And this is also the first window where Vincent revisits the window a second time further down the timeline. But let's back up. At the start of the window, Vincent is searching for potential companies to invest in. He stumbles across The Mill and meets a woman named Jackie Castle. She in turn introduces him to her boss, Don Vegas, and then gets the grand tour of their state-of-the-art facility and is impressed by what they're putting together. He decides to dig deeper and rents a condo nearby for ongoing research. And that's where the first window ends. When he revisits the window, the facade has fallen away. After a dispute with Mr. Vegas, Jackie Fisher ends up trying to leave the company. But before she can do so, he fires her, and due to some draconian terms in the contract, starts slowly trying to strip away everything from her. From the IP she contributed to the company, to her company car, her company condo, to even the very clothes off of her back. Vincent rushes to the aid of his friend after rumors start circulating about why she was fired. He finds her very distraught and very desperate, and convinced that something rather drastic must be done to stop Mr. Vegas.
I won't move. Close the windows to this empty room.
So we had a song called Bulletproof for this window, but now, due to a long string of reasons I will not bore you with, we're changing it to a song that is currently called Gravity. Bookend that for later. Bookmark that for later. Edit that out later. Gravity features a line that is almost tongue-in-cheek, but kind of painfully relevant to Window 5. The chorus says, "It's beautiful as we fall apart." On the drive up here to Boston, where we are recording, we watched the leaves change and fall to the ground, and then we were driving around and saw some kids in the park just playing in the leaves, in these big piles of dead things. Thankfully, trees give us, this really cool example of how to gracefully let go of what we have and who we think we are when it's time for a new season of change. Falling apart can be beautiful, and that's what that song is about. But it can also be horrific and terrifying, so you'll have to read the chapter to see how it actually turns out. Bookmark here. If you have a better name for this song, which you will hear at some point soon, in the demo version at least, we are definitely open. I named it Gravity because I was listening to the song Gravity at the time when I wrote the first line of it, and that's kind of like copyright infringement. I don't want to hear about Purple Haze. That's different somehow. But this, I offer to you guys as a way to be a part of rounding out this little EP of ours. Thanks for the support so far, and special thanks to whoever comes up with a better name than I did.
So far from 17, but just as incomplete as I am. 'Cause we're ways to take us shape, crash and rearrange 1,000 times a day. And as the sun rises again, it's harder to pretend I ever knew the way.